What can we do to help the middle income earners? Now, what is perhaps not so prominent in this budget, but is actually a recurring theme. If you go back and look at the budgets of the last couple of years, you will find that many of the schemes that are in the past targeted only at low-income families, low-income earners. Actually, many of them have been expanded beyond low-income families. The very good example will be your CHAS, your Community Health Assistance Scheme, where it's outpatient services that is being given a subsidy. In education, the subsidies for middle-income families has also become very significant. It is not only through your EduSave bursaries and scholarships. Those are actually a much smaller part of the education subsidies that you will get through the school system, in your ITEs, in polytechnics, and in universities. At post-secondary level especially, today the bursaries are very significant, and up to 2/3 of Singaporean households will qualify. And that definitely includes the middle income. If you look at childcare, if you look at kindergarten, in fact, the subsidies are now also extended to middle income families. And they have been increased to such a level that actually the burden on middle income families has been reduced a great deal. But if I were to take a step back and ask, what is it that we try to do for middle income families? I think the first is that we try to enable as many people as possible within the middle income tier to get good jobs. That is a very important part of the support system. If people have good jobs, they have resources at their disposal, they are in a much better shape than people who have less income. So that is the first thing that we try to do. Invest heavily, make sure that our middle income earners have good, well-paying jobs, and those incomes continue to rise. And so earlier on, we talked about the efforts to transform the economy, quality growth. That has to do with helping a whole swath of middle income families get good jobs so that they continue to experience the rising of incomes. So that's a very important part. The second important part about how we help middle income families is to generally keep taxes low. If you look at tax rates and the incidence of tax for middle income earners in Singapore compared to the advanced nations, actually it is one of the lowest, with the exception of Hong Kong. We are comparable to Hong Kong, but middle income families in Singapore, middle income households in Singapore, in fact pay a lot less tax than in many other countries. Then how do we then help them with their expenditure? The way in which we do it is two main parts. One is that we help where their seniors are concerned. So families with parents who look after the group that we tend to refer to as the sandwich class. We help with their seniors, particularly in relation to the healthcare costs. We help with their young, particularly in relation to their education costs. So healthcare subsidies, education subsidies have been improved and are fairly large, and in fact have been extended also to middle income families.